So faith in God means some really powerful things. In fact, the book of Ephesians earlier on in chapter 2 spoke about the kind of trust that changes this soul, the trust, the faith that leads to salvation. So earlier on in Ephesians chapter 2, verse 8, Paul says this, "For by grace you have been saved through faith, and this is not your own doing, it is the gift of God." God has given this grace. He's abounding in mercy to people even who hate him. He's rich in mercy, and through Jesus Christ, he gives us this gift. It is by grace, through faith, that we find right relationship with Jesus Christ. But guys, this faith, this trust is not something that's just sort of exercised once at a moment of salvation, and then we just sort of muddle our way through the rest of life and hopefully find ourselves in salvation, in heaven at the day that we die. It's not that. It's a constant, daily exercise of trust in Jesus and who he is. Paul says, at the moment of salvation, take up the shield of faith, and then you can put it down and you're going to be fine. That's not what he says. In all things, take up the shield of faith. So what do we trust for? We trust that God exists and that he created all things. We trust that Jesus is God in flesh, and that God reconciles the world to himself in Jesus. We trust that the Holy Spirit is with us today to empower us and to guide us. We trust that Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life, and that he saves me from my sin. We trust that Jesus is the way of life that is best for me and for everyone else. We trust that Jesus will never leave me and never forsake me. We trust that my eternity is secure in the presence of God because of the life, death, and resurrection of Jesus Christ. And we trust that Jesus is coming back soon, will judge the living and the dead, and will set up his perfect and eternal kingdom and rule forevermore.